I'm John Ratzenberger. On this Made in America, we begin in Oceanside, California, where Hobie makes the kayaks that make kayaks obsolete. Or at least, that's the way it seems.
I've been in kayaks before. I've never seen them.
So sit back and relax, because we've got it made in America. There are a few things I like more than a day in the water. Rowing, sailing, motoring, even floating. And judging by how crowded the ocean is on any given Sunday, millions of people feel the same. Maybe that's because our bodies are mostly water, or because water reminds us of being in the womb. Whatever the reason, it seems we almost always appreciate new ways to enjoy 70% of the Earth's surface. In Southern California, there's a city whose name basically tells you all you need to know about it. Oceanside. Just north of San Diego, it lies on a 3-mile stretch of coast that's as beautiful as it is peaceful. In addition to the West Coast's longest pier, you'll find plenty of surfers, swimmers, sailors, sand, and sunsets, which were more or less what influenced Hobie Alter when he was growing up in the 1940s and 50s. Today, Hobie is one of the best-known names on the ocean, and the Hobie Cat is a modern legend. As a boy, Hobie Alter loved two things, surfing and woodshop. To combine those loves, he turned the family garage into a woodshop where he made, what else? Surfboards out of balsa wood. When his friends saw how well they worked, they naturally wanted one too. The result, 4 years later, was his first surf shop. The price of a board? $65. Back then, every surfer's biggest complaint, aside from freezing water, was having to lug heavy boards around. So in 1958, Hobie began using polyurethane foam, which was lighter and therefore faster through the water. No wonder surfers loved them. By 1963, sidewalk surfing, aka skateboarding, was bigger than wave surfing, and Hobie began mass-producing skateboards. But like most surfers, he couldn't get his mind off the water. Doug Skidmore is president of the company.
Around 1968, he'd had enough of the surfboard industry, and he says, you know what, I can make a catamaran that's better. And this is what he came up with.
That's fast.
Yeah.
These are very fast.
It's very fast.
Like Hobie's polyurethane surfboards, the Hobie Cat was lighter and easier to maneuver.
Back in the 70s, people liked these things. It became very popular. They were out using them. They liked the thrill, the sailing it. You can actually get it up on flying a hull, so you're kind of leaning off to the side a little bit.
Not a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
The hull doesn't sit heavy in the water, not a heavy displacement, so you just skim right along, don't you?
Oh, it's fast and really exhilarating type sailing.
150,000 Hobie Cats now sail the Earth's oceans, seas, lakes, and rivers.
In the last 10, 12 years, we got into kayaks. And very shortly thereafter, we started building the pedaling mechanism here, and that's kind of become our earmark.
Yeah.
You know, it's really unique to us, very innovative.
What they call the Mirage Drive is an incredibly efficient pedal system that works by mimicking one of nature's fastest swimmers. Greg Ketterman explains.
The best analogy would be a penguin. You know, the way a penguin swims, his wings go back and forth, these go back and forth, creates the thrust. I mean, you consider how fast a penguin can swim, and these bring that kind of efficiency to a product.
You guys are the first ones to come up with this.
That's right. We got the patent.
That's amazing. It really is amazing, because it's so simple.
Of course, simple is as simple does. So Hobie also added some pontoons and a sail. The result was a trimaran sailing kayak. Talk about crossover.
As sailboats go, this one's very unique because with this Mirage Drive, it gives a little sailboat, it gives the guy a lot of confidence. He can't get into trouble. If he gets stuck in irons, pedal. If he runs out of wind, just pedal. And people just love it because you can't get in trouble.
You can really go a long distance in this.
Yeah.
If you have enough sunscreen. But that would be good.
Hobie kayaks are composed of superlinear polyethylene plastic. But not just any ordinary superlinear polyethylene plastic. This is high-grade stuff, cast in irresistibly noticeable colors. Yellow papaya, Caribbean blue, and red hibiscus. An average kayak requires 3 5-gallon buckets of granulated plastic.
It's a nice color.
It is. That's what we call hibiscus.
Factory manager Rich Gleason is kind of like the lead paddler.
There's a lot of heat coming out of here, Rich.
Yeah, this is one of the ovens where we actually make the kayaks.
You make the kayaks here in the oven? How so?
Well, what we do is we heat up the oven to between 500 and 600 degrees, and it heats up the mold surface, and the plastic actually sticks to the mold.
Each custom mold gets a careful cleaning before the plastic is poured. At this point, the oven works a lot like a rotisserie.
It starts off real slowly at first because we don't want the plastic to scuff off the graphics. The plastic's a little bit abrasive, so we want it to get a little soft before we start rotating, and then we increase the rotation rate, and then the whole oven will rock and roll.
Well, there it is. The whole oven's closing now.
Over the next hour, the powder turns to a liquid plastic that flows evenly into every corner, cranny, and crevice. Molds are hoisted from the oven, then lowered onto a cooling rack.
Why doesn't this one need the oven?
Well, this one actually already came out of the oven.
Oh, okay. It's cooling off.
It's cooling off. So it spends about a half an hour to cool off. As it cools off, the plastic will shrink and actually break away from the mold surface.
In order to make sure that the kayaks cool as evenly as they are poured, they're again rotated, this time over fans. Then when they get down to about 200 degrees, air hoses are inserted into the still malleable plastic. This cools them completely while helping to maintain their shape. Last stop is the assembly area, where every kayak is tested for leaks using the tried and true soapy water trick. Now the fittings and rudders are attached. For anyone whose experience with kayaks is limited to renting at Bruno's Beach Shack, a Hobie looks like a luxury car, with hatches and doodads for all your gear, including beverage. Though they're powered by feet, Mirage drives are assembled by hand.
Now, John, this is where we do the final assembly for all the Mirage drives.
Oh, this is where the flippers go on.
Yep.
Fitting the dozens of components together is akin to assembling a puzzle. Leave it to puzzle master RAFAEL FLORES. Have you used this?
Yes, sir.
How's it go? It's fast?
Fast. As fast as you want to go, yes.
Can you pull water skiers?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yes.
You can, probably. I can't. As soon as the fins are slipped onto the spines, the Mirage drive is ship-shape. Well, this would have been great for the Three Stooges. The sails are made of a lightweight Dacron.
Each station, they do a different part of the sail.
And the clear portion is obviously so you can see through.
Exactly, you can see through the sail. So when you're sitting down in a little kayak, this is the kayak sail, so you want to be able to see if there's any traffic coming at you.
Right.
So that little window allows you to see right through the sail.
Or if you're going over the edge of the earth.
Oh, that's true.
A computer-driven laser cuts the Dacron precisely.
This is actually where we cut the sailcloth. So we'll use this plotter cutter. It'll draw the lines and cut the panels out.
Look how fast that thing is.
Victor Martinez mans the super scissors.
So once you push the button, what does the machine do?
We're gonna cut the name Made in America.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's a surprise that we have for you.
It's not a surprise anymore, but thank you.
Here we go.
Oh, look at that.
A vacuum holds the fabric steady on the table.
Isn't that something? Made in America.
Slide the bag in.
Oh, look at that.
At last, the kayak is ready to leave the plant for bluer pastures. This is a good time to consider that kayaks were invented thousands of years ago by the Inuits. Too bad for them, the Arctic never looked like this.
John, I don't know how to thank you.
I'll think of something, Doug.